Hey everyone, it's Melinda with Tailored and Teal, and welcome back to another What Sold video. If you're new to my channel, I am a part-time online reseller on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay, and every 2 weeks I go over sales on those platforms, and this particular video is sales from December 1st through December 15th of 2022. So to be completely honest, my sales weren't great, so this video might be a little bit short. I did have one sale on Mercari and it was a very fast sale. If you watched 2 videos ago where I did a work with me about finishing up photographing and listing my via trading Amazon jewelry lot, this particular item was from that. It was a ring, a gold tone ring, and it was a Saint Benedict signet ring. I thought maybe it was adjustable, but it didn't really have any give, but it did have an open back to it, so I guess it could have been slightly adjustable. This sold in 1 hour for my full asking price of $12. Not really sure what the significance is with Saint Benedict in Catholicism and religion and things like that, but maybe I just listed it at the right time and that person was browsing through Mercari and they decided to purchase it. There was a $2.05 fee, giving me a profit of $9.95 on Mercari. On Poshmark, I only had 9 sales, which is really sad because I usually have 15 plus. It is the holidays, it is December, it is the end of 4th quarter. So I understand that people are not really searching for pre-owned items. I'm not too concerned, but I am a little bit apprehensive for the rest of the month and even into the early months of 2023, but we will cross that bridge when we get to it. So the first sale on Poshmark was actually an item that I got for Christmas from a coworker last year that I never used. It was a 3-piece set of Clinique Happy, and it had a gelato cream and a fragrance, like a mini stick of fragrance. This sold for $14 with discounted shipping, and I actually only got a 3-star rating because apparently this was an older batch of items that Clinique gave out. You know, I got it as a Christmas gift, so I never even thought to think of how old it was. The fragrance was still good, but I guess the lotions were a little bit iffy. So I did reach out to the customer and let them know if they wanted to open up a case, I'd be happy to have Poshmark refund them. And they responded with Merry Christmas. So hopefully they can at least use a part of it. The fragrance, like I said, was okay. That was kind of my bad, but then again, it was a gift, so I didn't really know how old it was. Next was a new with tags Into Green, so that's IN, the number 2, and then the word green. Recycled cotton brown and orange poncho. This I actually sourced off of ThredUp's outlet center on their assorted brands list. It actually retailed for pretty high on their website, and this sold for $46, and that was an offer that the customer sent to me. So I was very happy with that reasonable offer. Next up was a vintage Calibri gold tone bass fish tie tack. This was in its own original box. It did look like it was unused, but there was some kind of yucky looking brown marks in the inside of the case, but the tie tack itself was in fabulous condition and it sold for $12 with discounted shipping. Next is a pair of LuLaRoe leggings that I've had since I think literally the beginning of my reselling career. I purchased these on an online auction through YouTube for around $5, I think. I have no idea exactly when I purchased them, but I know that it was in 2019 when I first started reselling, and they were a pair of Santa Claus Christmas holiday themed geometric Aztec leggings. They were a tall and curvy size, and they finally sold for $10 with discounted shipping. Very happy to see those go. Next is a lot of 32 wearable bracelets. These were all kinds of bracelets. Bangle bracelets, wrap bracelets, beaded bracelets, you name it. They were all in there. All of them were wearable, but there may have been some small defects or like light wear on pieces. This sold for $29. These bracelets I just kind of accumulated through all of my jewelry lots that I've unboxed. I'm not a huge fan of selling individual bracelets because they don't really bring a lot of money. So unfortunately, I did have a lot of cost of goods within this lot. I had over $22 worth. So it sold for $29 and I only ended up making a profit of 48 cents. But hopefully whoever purchased it can get good use out of them either by wearing them or even reselling them. Next is a BCBG black bell sleeve knit sweater. I didn't write this in my spreadsheet, but I think it was BCBG Generation, and this sold for $17 with discounted shipping. I think this came out of a ThredUp mixed item rescue box. Next sale was a pair of boots. This was by the brand Style by Charles David. I can't remember if they were real leather or faux suede, but they were in excellent condition and they sold for $38, and that was an offer that someone sent to me. Next up was a lot of 5 Juicy Couture Royal Body Creams. I purchased a big box of sample perfumes and creams at a yard sale, and that's what these came from. The customer and I did go back and forth on a price, but we ended up with a sale price of $6. And then the last sale was a vintage plastic popcorn Santa in his sleigh with all of his presents, decoration. These are itty bitty little pieces of plastic that are melted together to form a particular picture or image, whatever it was. This one was Santa. These are very, very, very popular. They usually sell within a few days. They are kind of a pain to ship. This one I had to Frankenbox a box together. It took me about a half an hour to wrap it all up, but this was an item that my mom gave to me for free, so it was pure profit, and it sold for $20 with discounted shipping, and it sold within 2 days of being listed. So if you see these decorations at thrift stores and yard sales and you can get them at a good, decent price, I would highly recommend picking them up. You can list them no matter what time of year it is. Christmas will sell in July. Halloween will sell in January. It really doesn't matter. That's how popular these are. So of my 9 Poshmark sales, I made $192 in sales, $41.80 in fees, $8.60 in shipping discounts, giving me a profit of $141.60 and an average sale price of $21.33 for each item that sold. Moving on to eBay, where I had 12 sales. Not great, but happy that they're still moving. The first sale sold in less than a day. It was a vintage cameo jewelry set. So this had a necklace, a pair of clip-on earrings, a brooch, and also an adjustable ring. One of them did have the brand Jerry's on it, but I'm not sure if the whole set actually was all Jerry's or if they were just kind of pieced together. But again, they sold very fast and they sold for $16.50. Next is a pair of Sam Edelman heels. These were the Fairfield Butterscotch heeled boots. They sold for $28, and they did have a little bit of discoloration from one shoe to the other. I did note it, and they still sold, and these came out of a ThredUp rescue box, I believe. Next is an American Eagle black faux fur fuzzy short pea coat. This came out of my Helpsy outerwear box, and it sold for $20. Next up was a vintage Y2K Tommy Girl army green shorts with really large cargo flap pockets. Very trendy with the Y2K theme going on. I did list it as military core and also camp core, and they sold within a week of me listing them for $18. Next up was a lot of 2 Soma dusty pink End Bliss bralettes. That's the style name, was End Bliss. They sold together for $25. I had them listed at around $30. Someone sent me this wonderful offer of $25 and I happily accepted. And I think these sold within a week of me listing them as well. Next is a flawed item that sold, and it was a flawed item that I made the flaw. So it was a Lucky and Blessed Saguaro cactus sweater that kind of had like a cow print to it as well. This sweater I sourced off of Whatnot just because I love the cactus. I actually contemplated keeping it for myself, but I don't really wear sweaters, so I knew someone else would love it. This sweater was almost double knit. So there was a lot of loose strings, and there were 2 strings on the back shoulder that I had clipped thinking, you know, no big deal, it's just some loose strings. No, I made 2 holes from cutting those strings out. So I did repair them the best that I could. I notated it, I circled it, etc. The customer knew exactly what they were getting, and it still sold for my full asking price of $19.99. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again, flawed items sell all the time, because what is a flaw to me and you may not matter to the person who's buying it. You just never know. Next up is a new without tags honeydew zebra pink and white lace tank top. I purchased a mystery box of Nordstrom items from Denali over at El Ducho Thrift. You'll see in my listing that I think I made a mistake. I don't think that the style was called pajama. I think that's supposed to be pajama. So I'm surprised that it even sold at all, to be honest with you, and it did sell for $12. Next is a blouse from my America's Thrift Supply micro bale. This was an L mint green metallic polka dot button front blouse. It also had a tie here at the neck and it sold for $13.25. Here is another vintage plastic popcorn decoration that sold, but this was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I listed it late on a Sunday evening. By the time I had woken up the next morning on Monday, it already had 7 watchers. And by that evening, Monday evening, it had up to 12 watchers. I could have sent out offers if I wanted to, but because I knew that it was very highly watched, I knew that someone was going to purchase it for full price or send me an offer. So I just waited very patiently. And finally, Tuesday morning, it sold for full asking price of $24.99. The customer did live in California, so they paid over $17 in shipping. And I do have one tip for these vintage plastic decorations. Make sure that you have a box big enough so that you know the dimensions and that you know exactly how much it weighs, so that you can put that into eBay, into your listings, so that no one is surprised as to how much it costs or that you can't find a box to fit. It's a lot easier if you have it all planned out beforehand because, again, these will sell very fast. My other tip is to make sure you bubble wrap them because, yes, even though they are plastic, they're old. And that plastic disintegrates and gets thin over time and can very easily break off. If there are appendages hanging out or something that could easily break, I definitely recommend bubble wrapping it at least once. All right, the next sale was a Prana charcoal gray full-length bootcut flare yoga pants. These were a size extra small and they sold for $15, and that was an offer a customer sent to me. Also a sale for $15 was a vintage lot of 2 Merlite silver and gold tone chain necklaces. The vintage brand Merlite isn't a BOLO or anything, but the fact that these were so shiny and bright and looked brand new, that's why I picked them up, and I'm happy to pass them along to someone else that can wear them. And then the last sale on eBay is a Judith March retro printed strapless dress. This thing was super cute. I'm honestly not sure why it took 3 years to sell, but I'm happy that it did, and it sold for my full asking price of $5.99. So of my 12 eBay sales, I had $213.72 in sales. I made a shipping profit of $36.36 because I always charge the customer a little bit more than what I purchased through eBay's discounted shipping, so I do make a profit there. Fees were $55.93, giving me a profit of $194.15, with my average sales price being $17.81. And now moving on to my total numbers for December 1st through December 15th of 2022. I had a total of 22 sales. I had $417.72 in total sales, $72.02 in fees, $90.94 in my cost of goods, giving me a net profit of $254.76. And my average cost of goods for each item that sold was $4.13. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, or just a regular day, however you'd like to celebrate, and have a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye!